What's up everyone? Today I'm down at Audi Greenville and behind me is a 2019 Audi A7. Huge thanks to them for providing this for me today. I'll have a link to their website down in the description below. They're starting to get a lot of 2019s rolling into the lot. The model that we're looking at today is finished off in glacier white metallic and has an MSRP just over $76,000. Under the hood is a 3-liter turbocharged V6. This also has a 48-volt hybrid assistance system. This is only paired to a 7-speed dual-clutch S-tronic automatic with steering wheel mounted paddle shifters. This engine produces 335 horsepower at 6,400 RPM and 369 pound-feet of torque as low as 1,300 RPM. It does feature the Quattro all-wheel drive system, weighs around 4,000 pounds, 0 to 60 can happen in 4.4 seconds, with a top speed of 130 miles an hour, and with a fuel capacity of 22.5 gallons, you can expect the MPG to be 21 in the city and 30 on the highway. The wheelbase measures 115.2 inches, it has an overall length of 195.6, the width is 75.1 and it has a height of 56 inches. Starting up front, this features the traditional hexagonal shaped grille with the chrome surround. 3 different headlight options are available. You can get the standard LED, matrix LED, or matrix LED with laser high beams, along with daytime running lights. This features sequential turn signals so that have a really nice design to them. There's also cutouts on each side of the bumper to help improve with aerodynamics. A standard forward-facing camera with 2 parking sensors in the lower section of the grille, along with 2 on each side of the bumper. And there's very clean, aggressive lines coming down the hood. Moving to the side, this features 4-wheel disc brakes. 19-inch wheels come standard. You can opt for 20-inch 5 double V-spoke wheels that are finished off in silver. This has very crisp lines and sharper angles than the outgoing model. The side mirrors are heated and power folding, along with having the integrated turn signal in them. There's also a camera underneath each one as part of the 3D camera system, which we'll show later in this video. Adaptive dampening suspension is optional, and this has a nicely styled hatchback design. There's also great lines running along the lower section of the doors. And finishing up in the rear with the power spoiler and power liftgate, this features LED taillights that have 13 element units on either side, connected by a center strip. The rear turn signals are sequential as well and have a really cool pattern to them. And of course, this has the standard backup camera with parking sensors, and finishing up with the chrome trim on the bottom of the bumper. So that sums up the exterior of the 2019 A7. Comment down below, you guys, what do you think of this car so far? It reminds me of the S5 Sportback that I drove last year, just same styling to it with the hatchback design to it. This car also features a choreographed greeting when you come up to the front or the rear of the car. The lights will flash a little bit, just letting you know that you're unlocking the car and coming up to it. Kind of a neat design. It's probably neater to see at nighttime when you can really see those front LEDs shine. And with the key on me, I just place my hand in the door handle, it will automatically unlock. The door panel features very nice pearl beige leather with some silver stitching running along the side of the armrest. There's an aluminum trim piece above that and then a wood inlay along with the aluminum release handle with your lock and unlock. Some memory seat adjustments. Although window controls are aluminum, giving it a really nice look, you have your side mirror adjustment for the power folding and heated option. This features a 16-speaker Bang & Olufsen sound system with your tailgate release, along with some cup holder storage space down below. And there's even more leather up top with more of that silver stitching, giving it a good contrast against the beige leather. Moving inside now to the Nappa leather seats. These are heated, they're ventilated and massaging as well. They have an 8-way power adjustability and 4-way power lumbar adjustability support. And once inside, we're greeted with a fully wrapped black leather steering wheel. It has a really nice design to it with some aluminum accents running down below. The buttons on the right side control Bluetooth, your radio. This will pull up the backup camera in the center screen. All of these control your 12.3-inch virtual cockpit. With the electronics on now, I'm going to go to the view button, and you'll see that we can take the speedometer and the tach and make them large screen or smaller screen. With them large, you can see in the center now, we're going to go through navigation, your fuel consumption with your radio, Bluetooth, and back to the navigation screen. We can click on view again, and you'll see that pull up full screen. We can also go through those same settings as well, and now you'll see those just a little bit larger. So it is nice that you have the option to do that, whether you want to look at your navigation full screen or have your speed and tach up. Either way, it's very easy to use. You can see the engine temperature on the far left, your fuel gauge on the far right, more of the aluminum trim pieces surrounding that. This also features the steering wheel mounted paddle shifters again. They're just finished off in black. To the left of the steering wheel, there is a cubby spot down here. It's actually pretty deep, so you have the option to put anything in there that would fit. Moving above that, you have all of your headlight controls. So by clicking on auto, you're gonna see in the front you have auto, low beams, your side marker lights, and of course you can shut those off. Then we'll move over to your front all-weather lights, turning those on and off. This has rear fog lights too that you can control. There's one air vent, more leather coming across the dash. Two more air vents along with more of the wood trim and aluminum gives it a very nice clean look. Now we'll move on to the two center screens. So if you saw our most recent 2019 Audi A8 video, this screen is pretty much set up identical to that. You have all of these tactile buttons on the side that you can pull up, your full navigation, very crystal clear 3D Google map here that you can pinch to zoom. It gives you a lot of detail to be able to tell exactly where you are, which is really nice to see. If you have your phone, other settings, going into your vehicle, we can go to your Audi Select and go through the different driving modes, which I'll get to later in this video again. There's also Apple Play that you can hook up, so you have the option to do that. Again, very easy. You have a lot of information in this first 10-inch screen. Now moving to the second 10-inch screen, you can see there's a couple buttons in the center. You can actually preset these with what you use most, which is nice, and there's 3 other blank settings, so you can even add more. Right now it features the engine start stop. Pushing on this next one will just pull up your AC and kind of a more full screen. You have your garage door button, your active rear spoiler, and then pushing on this button will turn on and off the screen above it. Moving down below, you have your heated and ventilated seats, so you have the option for driver and passenger again. More AC controls, being able to do auto on and off. Pushing on these 3 buttons in the middle will pull up on the upper screen. You can sync all 4 climate zones. You have the rear off and your max AC. And then pushing on this top setting button, you have footwell temperature. So you can actually set that different from the AC, whether you want that a little hotter or a little colder, which is a neat feature to see. Below that, you have your drive select, so that's a quick way to get into the 4 different driving mode settings. You have traction control, your hazards, more AC controls as well. To the right of that is your volume switch and power on and off for the radio. I really like how you don't have to go into the system or anything to find that. You can easily turn that on and off. Pushing on this button here will pull up your driver assistance, so you can basically control how much help you want with that program. To the left, you have your engine start stop button, and then my favorite part is the 3D camera. So pushing on 3D will bring up a live image of the car right here, and you can see there is a car to the left of me, right over there. It's very easy to use, and you can even see the shadow of the car to one side, showing that obviously the sun is on this side, and you can see that whole row of cars there. But this is a very nice system to have, very easy to use, and you can just pinpoint where on this you'd like the camera to actually go. If we go out of this, you have a lot of different camera angles. Right now we're looking at the front. You have a front wide that also gives you some guidelines, a top-down view, the rear camera with lines, along with kind of a fisheye view, and then you can see where the front wheels are and the rear wheels are. And of course, top-down view on the far right, so you definitely don't have any trouble with visibility.
So I'm on my map, hit search, this pops up.
So just like a normal keyboard.
I can type it, so I could do Audi. If you hold down this, it'll go away, or I can swipe.
Okay, so yeah, that's like a normal keypad.
Or I can flip over here, and I can write. Now, the nice thing is, it allows me to keep writing.
That
so
is
I don't
pretty cool.
have to wait for the car to...
I-L-L-E.
That is pretty cool. And it'll recognize all that, no matter how bad you scribble.
Yep.
Moving behind that, of course, there's a shifter. It's wrapped in leather. If you just push on the left side of it, we can put it all the way back into drive. Pop it over for manual mode, bringing it back. If we just hit the P on the back, that'll automatically put it into park. There's more of the wood inlays running around it, giving it a really nice look. You have 2 cup holders with a 12 volt in the middle, and then of course the electronic parking brake. Moving to the center console now, you can actually adjust it if you want to push it forward just for a little bit more room, or have it back. And then obviously opening it up, you have a wireless charger with some USBs in the back side and a little bit of storage space. Moving over to the glove box, it definitely has a lot of room to store anything that you need, along with a nice aluminum release handle there. We'll take another look at the dash setup with the screen off. Gives it a really clean look. This does have a sunroof, so of course all those are up in the center. You have the touch sensitive lights, which is nice to have, and then your sunshade and visor, along with all of your interior dome lights. And now it's time to take a look at the rear seating. Door panel is finished off like up front. Very nice materials. I love this wood inlay trim piece. This is a 5-seater hatchback, so let's go ahead and hop in. With the front seat set at my height, 5'10", I do have a good amount of footroom. I have a lot of headroom too. It's not as much as the A8. Pulling on the center armrest here, you have a little bit of storage space in the back side of it, and then 2 cup holders up front. We'll take another look out of the rear glass. Definitely a lot of visibility. That window will definitely come in handy over your left and right shoulder from the driver's position. These are the 2 climate controls in the rear. With the electronics on now, you can see the rear climate zones are lit up. We can scroll up for our temperature up and down, or of course hit on the plus and minus. Same thing with the fan speed. Up and down, you have auto and then off in the middle, along with 2 USBs and a 12 volt below that. And the rear seats do have a 60-40 split to them. You can see with the hatchback design, you can pretty much put anything through the back that you need, so you have the versatility to do that. So now it's time to take a look at the rear storage space, and I can just push on the electronic button under the Audi logo to go ahead and open it up. There's about 19 cubic feet of storage space in the back with these seats up, and about 49 with these seats down. You have a little bit of a net and some storage on one side. There's this removable cover. If you leave it on, there's actually a sunshade that you can put up for the rear passengers, or you can remove it completely with the seats down. Definitely have a lot of room for anything that you want to put back here. With the power liftgate, you can hit on the lock or close for it to automatically shut. So getting the A7 out on the road now. If you guys saw the last video, which I already mentioned, I just drove the A8 last weekend. So driving these pretty much back to back, so far they feel the same. The trim pieces are a little bit different, just giving it a different look. The seats are a different color as well. But basically, this is pretty much the same car. It's a hatchback style, or the sportback style, which gives you a lot more room in the back. I love having that extra space, especially when you fold those seats down. It just gives you all the options to put anything in the back that you need, which does in a sense make it a little more versatile than the A8. But the A8 also has a lot more backseat features. If you guys haven't seen that video, I'll have a link to that down in the description below. Definitely check it out. But moving back to this car, going to the visibility, it's very easy to see all around. You don't have too much of a blind spot over your right shoulder. And I do like the fact that you have that little glass piece back there. It makes it much easier to see as well. And then over your left shoulder, just as easy to see. I think a really big feature in visibility is the 3D camera. It's very easy to use. And I like the fact that you pretty much can see around the entire car. You don't necessarily have to see over your right shoulder. You can actually physically look at the screen itself and see if something is on the ground. It gives you real time with like even rocks in the road or something that's next to you, a cone or anything like that. Taking the A7 around some turns now. It doesn't have too much body roll in it, and there's definitely plenty of power to get out. I have it in dynamic mode right now, so obviously that's going to stiffen up the suspension and give you a little bit stiffer ride. I'm easily able to put it into comfort now. The ride across all the 2019 Audis, having that option to do that, it's really a smooth ride. Just like the A8, it's absorbing bumps well, and it's very quiet on the inside. I love how insulated these cars are. You could daily drive this and there's really not even any road noise. I can't hear any tire noise or anything like that. These cars that are coming by me now, I can't even hear them. So it's very nice how quiet and insulated it is on the inside here. Coming to a stop now. I'm gonna go ahead and put it into manual mode. Brakes do a great job, obviously, bringing this to a stop. We'll go ahead and give it a little bit of gas. Wow. Very linear in the shifts, drives and shifts just like the A8 does. But that definitely has power. It has the same engine. So there's no surprise there if you guys saw that video again. Very smooth in the shifts. Another cool feature that this car has is the 48 volt hybrid system. This has regenerative braking, which can produce up to 16 horsepower. It allows the auto start stop feature to be more smooth as well, but it's just a part of more of the technology that Audi is bringing to their cars. Moving on to the overall materials, again, on the inside, everything is leather or has this wood grain, aluminum accents. Very premium feeling interior. I love all of these screens too. As I mentioned in the A8 video, while there's a lot of technology going on with all three of these, it's very easy to use. The only buttons that you have down below are your power and volume adjustment for the radio, your start stop, and the 3D camera. All of those are obviously very important. You don't need much more than that. And there's a couple buttons on the steering wheel to control between all of these screens. So while there's a lot of technology going on, it's very simple and easy to use. This is the second car with all of these systems that I'm driving, and I'm already, I'd say I'm a pro at it. Everything is very easy to use again. It's laid out super well, so that way you're not too confused. So that's my walk around review and test drive of the 2019 Audi A7. Definitely an awesome hatchback to check out. It has a lot of cool exterior lighting, along with a lot of standard safety features on the inside. With those 3 screens, there's definitely a lot of information for you, very easy to use. Comfortable ride, has plenty of storage space as well. If you guys enjoyed that video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Smash that subscribe button. I'll see you guys next video.